Brought to you by...
Hello friends, welcome back to ETF. The Shape is still out there, lurking in the darkness, roaming the streets of Haddonfield after surviving 6 gunshot wounds at the hands of Dr. Loomis. Michael's reign of torment proves to be far from over. He has followed Laurie to the Haddonfield Memorial Hospital, where she has been admitted for Myers' attempt on her life. The institution proves to be particularly suited to serial killers, however, as Myers cuts, stabs, and slashes his way through the hospital staff to reach his favorite victim. So let's talk about Halloween 2. As many of you know, John Carpenter did not return to the director's chair for this film, mainly since he never wanted there to be a sequel. Instead, he and his producing partner, Deborah Hill, opted to write the script and contribute in the producing and scoring. The directing reins were handed off to Rick Rosenthal, who I feel handled things as I would want them to be handled. This film kicks off with a very similar opening credits sequence to the first, introducing us to a highly revamped score as we witness the iconic pumpkin crack open to reveal a skull buried deep within. I have always took this as a highly symbolic imagery, taking the very symbol of Halloween and tearing away its innocent expression to reveal the visage of death lurking beneath its surface. It wipes away the childlike facade and reveals the true sacrificial origins of the holiday that we have all left buried. Chances are that I'm looking too far into it, and someone on the production just said, "Let's top the original. Skulls are cool, right?" We then wind up recapping the final brutal moments of the first, picking up directly from Michael's fall and sending Loomis into an all-out pursuit to track him down and vanquish the evil behind those blackened eyes once and for all. Following this, we are brought into another tracking shot that is quite reminiscent to the opening of the first film. Though here, the tracking sequence gets broken up by a series of other shots, and also switches perspectives from Michael's POV to following him. In all technicality, it really isn't a tracking shot. It does give the same vibe. However, I feel that the opening of this film was crafted with the intent to deliver the same feelings invoked by the original, which was a smart move in my opinion, given that they chose to pick up right where things left off and continue that very same night. Within this tracking shot, we see Michael rearm himself with a new knife. We see that the characters in the background have switched from watching The Thing to Night of the Living Dead, which makes a whole lot of sense given that this would be later in the night, and that the Dr. Dementia movie marathon would have continued. Yes, I remember the name of the fake TV special. And it culminates in our first on-screen kill, and showcases the fact that this time around, blood and gore will be a prominent factor. Rosenthal took great care with many of the smaller details in this narrative, even taking into account Laurie's schoolgirl crush on Ben Tramer, which was only briefly mentioned throughout the first film by having him get inadvertently pulverized by a police cruiser early in this film, as the pursuit of Michael Myers begins to ramp up. He also takes things a step further, taking Michael's stalking from the wide open and desolate town streets and bottling his rage to roam the halls of Haddonfield Memorial Hospital. This choice intensifies the dread immensely, opening up further opportunities for a far greater level of horror. It confines us to these winding corridors, rows of darkened doorways, and shadow-shrouded corners, where the Shape could easily be lurking within. This film takes some new liberties with the narrative, the biggest of which reworks Laurie's character, infamously rewriting her to be revealed as Michael Myers' sister. This one is a choice that I have never agreed with. For me, having Michael's attack on the girls felt so much scarier when he had no connection to them. It placed him as a random act of violence, an act of God, like a storm or an earthquake. It made him an unavoidable force of evil. Jamie Lee is, however, given a much larger chance to shine this time around, Having survived her initial attack, she now displays a strong sense of vulnerability due to the trauma that she has experienced only hours ago. This film also took the time to address the public fear and outrage against the very idea that Michael Myers is still out there, which I felt was an amazing detail to include, given how open the police force seems to be with information when they are standing just in earshot of curious onlookers. Despite the fact that I will always prefer the finale of John Carpenter's original vision, I have to point out that the ending moments of this film add a far stronger cap onto the story. We are given what is possibly the most finality here that we see throughout the entire series. This ending feels definitive and utterly conclusive, sending both Myers and Loomis out in a blaze, closing the doors on the evil, and allowing Loomis to put a stop to his reign of terror once and for all. Yet, the studio couldn't leave well enough alone. I have to give Halloween 2 an A-. Overall, I feel that this stands as one of the better follow-ups to a classic film that exists out there. Though I don't agree with all of its choices, it continues the story in a concise and well-conceived manner, while amping up each aspect, delivering new levels of violence, dread, twists, and turns. If you love the original film, then this is definitely one that you have to see. If you enjoyed today's video, please feel free to let me know. It's just a quick scroll down there to that comment section below. If you're enjoying the channel more than words can describe, shoot me a thumbs up and feel free to subscribe. If you would like to show your support even more, come find ETF on Patreon or Tippy, where every pledge and every tip bring you rewards galore, not to mention allowing me to bring you more films to explore. But all jokes and rhymes aside, if you have any films that you would like me to check out, or that you might like to see reviewed on this channel, feel free to reach out to me here down in the comments, or over on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and I will catch you all next time. Thanks for watching.